In a small village there lived an elderly woman named Souad. She was known for her love of stories and would sit in front of her house every day in the afternoon, telling tales to children and adults about her adventures in her youth. One day, Souad decided to tell a different story. She said to the children, "Did you know that I had a great adventure when I was young?" She began to recount a tale about a journey she took to distant mountains, where she discovered a hidden village under the moonlight. In that village, strange creatures lived, but they were very friendly. Souad traveled with her friends through dense forests and crossed rushing rivers, facing many challenges, like enduring a fierce storm. But they always stood together and supported one another. When they finally reached the village, they found a treasure of knowledge and wisdom. When Souad finished her story, the children looked at her with eyes full of admiration. They understood that adventure isn't always about traveling far. It can also be about discovering new things about themselves and the world around them. From that day on, the children visited Souad regularly, listening to her stories and learning from her the values of friendship and courage. Souad would laugh and say, "Ages are just numbers. They are experiences filled with stories." As the days passed, more and more children came to listen to Souad's tales. They would sit around her, their eyes sparkling with excitement and curiosity. Souad felt a deep joy, as her stories brought happiness to their hearts. One day, the children decided to surprise Souad. They gathered together and prepared a special performance where they would share their own stories, inspired by hers. Each child chose a story or a little adventure and got ready to present it. In the evening, when Souad gathered with the children, they began their show. There were some who painted the colors of nature, and others who sang songs about friendship. The stories flowed, each one reminding them of what they had learned from Souad. When it was the turn of a little boy named Sammy, he told a fictional tale about a small bird flying through the sky, searching for its friends. When the performance ended, Souad's eyes shone with tears. She felt a great pride for the children, because they had taken what she had taught them and created something new. She told them, "You have shown me that stories are not just words, but experiences that pulse with life. And now you are telling your own stories, which fills my heart with joy." That night, Souad decided to write a small book containing all the stories she had told, along with the children's tales. She began to jot down the words, and the children continued to help her with their ideas. After several months, the book was published, carrying the title, Stories from Little Hearts. It became popular in the village, and people began to read and listen to the tales of Souad and the children. Souad was very proud, seeing how her stories brought joy and knowledge to new generations. As time went on, the children learned from Souad the importance of sharing and creativity. They began to write their own stories, establishing a tradition in the village where everyone would gather for weekly evenings to share tales. Every time they met, Souad smiled, realizing that stories would continue to live on and never die. Souad lived a life full of adventures and memories, leaving behind a legacy of beautiful tales and ideas.